And in the last, we have seen three basic statements for the exception handling. That is, one, try. If an statement is generating any exception, or it may generate any exception, then it should be written in the try block. Okay. And then whatever the exception it may generate, if it is clear, then specify that exception using the except block. If we are not clear about the exception, then we need to also put last statement at the last as a except that can handle all kind of state, all kind of exception. And sometimes it may be possible that exception is not generated, then we want to print something, some specific code, or some specific, or we want to execute some specific code, then we can use else block along with the except block. है ना? Similarly, if sometimes exception is generated or not generated, we want to always have to run some code, then in that case we have to write finally block. Okay, so these are the four basic blocks for handling the exception. Okay, we have discussed each and every block in the last class with an example. Okay, now last topic is remaining, that how we can create our exception. Okay, so we can also create our exception by using the raise keyword. Okay, sometimes we can write some statements like it is shown here in the example. You can see the x equals to -1. If condition of this x less than 0 is true, then some exception you want to generate, then you can use this raise keyword, and whatever the exception name that you want to generate, that you can put here. We are not putting any specific exception name, just I am putting here exception. Okay, so whatever this exception is written, so according to this name, an exception will be generated. So whenever we are writing except block, then in that case we need to write that exception name specifically, है ना? Or if we are not writing a specific name, then except block can handle all the exception. And then whatever the message we have associated with this exception, that will be printed. Okay, so you can just raise the exception using this raise keyword. Okay, so you can see one example here. It is an example. Whenever we are writing a raise keyword in a that generate an exception, so that should be written inside the try block to handle the exception. Otherwise it will not be handled, or it will not be, or it will show an error in the execution. Okay, so whenever we have written this raise, so this line will generate an exception. Okay, so and that exception will be handled by this except block, and whatever the name of that exception we have specified, so here we have specified same name. And then a message, we can display some message, or we can also display the message associated with this exception. I have associated, so same exception, same message we can also display by using this name error exception. Okay, sometimes we also not clear what type of exception is generated, then still we can print the message associated with the exception. Is it okay? So you can see what is the message that can be printed, how the message can be printed. So this is a one example, and then earlier we have seen this is an example. So you in the last time we have printed here exception like this, है ना? And if there is divide by zero error, then there will be a message. If you have written this line, then there will be a divide by zero message will be printed. Okay, so you can see here I'm putting 45 and 0. Okay, so you can see there is an exception generated by this division by 0, division by 0, है ना? So this is showing some error, as I have also associated here e, so this is e is get creating error. So now I'm just adding here 135 and 0, then you can see handled all the exception message is printing. Instead of this handled all message, I want to display one message associated with this exception. So you can write here this exception as a e, E or whatever the identifier you want to give, you can give, and you can associate here E directly. Then message associated with this E will be printed. Okay, na? So I can write whatever the error message. So you can show error message here associated with this exception. Okay, automatically be printed. You can see if I write here 35 divided by 0, so you can see divide by 0. This message I have not written anywhere, but it is printing. Okay, so it means this divide by 0 is associated with the division 0, divide by 0 exception or division with 0 exception. So it is going to print here. Okay, with this E you can print. Similarly, if you are generating your exception, so I'm writing here hello exception is generated. Okay, generated. So this message I want to print here. So whatever the other message you want to print, you can print, Anna. And similarly, you can directly you want to print some other message with this here exception. Okay, so currently this message will print here, Anna. So you can see exception is handled, but I want to print this hello exception is generated here instead of this exception is handled. So I can put directly E here. So whatever the message we have written above, that will be printed. Okay, so you can print but this raise exception, this exception is generated. Okay, if I write here name error, so you can see name error. Name error, it is a exception. So you can print here hello exception. Again it will be handled with this exception. Okay, except exception as a E. So you can print this E directly. So whatever the message associated with this exception, that will be directly printed. Okay, so you can create the exception by yourself. Okay, so here same thing will be happen here. Exception will be generated with the raise keyword, and if you are not writing this raise keyword in try block, then it will show an error. You can see if you are not writing this raise keyword in the block, then exception will be generated. Hello exception is generated, that is the message. And what is this exception? Name error. I have written here name error, name error. Okay, I shows here exception, so it will show an exception. You can see exception. So this is the type of exception that I'm writing. So this is actually name of the exception that you can. So it is mandatory to handle this raise exception. You need to write this statement inside the try block. Okay, then this exception will be handled. Otherwise, it will not be handled. You can see. Okay. So now you can see if exception is not handled, then it will show an error, or if exception raised outside a try, then it will not be handled. So we need to raise the exception, or we need to write the statements inside the try block. Okay, so that part is remaining for the last time. So I have explained here. So if anyone having any query, now you can ask. Otherwise, I'm going to move on the dictionary. Yes, please. Anyone having any query? Hello. Hello. Am I
Sir, no,
audible?
no query as of
Yes,
now.
sir.
Audible.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
okay, thank you. So now I'm starting from the dictionary as now two basic or collection data type, or two some sequences we have covered, like list, sequence, tuple. These sequences we have covered. Now we have to start with the dictionary. Dictionary and set is remaining. So we will be going to study dictionary, है ना? I think all the math, all the things, basic things of the dictionary you have already studied, है ना? But we have to study some operations or some more things related to the dictionary. So dictionary is a basically non-sequential collection, as list or tuples or string are the sequential collection. Whatever the order that we have stored in the string, list or tuple, that order will always be displayed. But in these, in that set and dictionary, these are the non-sequential collections. So they cannot be stored as whatever the order we have stored. So these two types of sequences are the non-sequential or collections, or these are the collection data types. Okay, where we can store different kinds of data. So you can see with this dictionary as rest things you are already clear. So I'm just browsing it. the things, and then we will just go on the operation of the dictionary. Okay, so dictionary in Python provide concept associated with data structure, as here we are storing data, and that it is providing some organization to storing a data, so that is called as a data structure, है ना? In this data structure or in this data type, we can say in this collection the elements are unordered, and whatever the order we have associated, it not mandatory the element will be stored in the same order in the memory. So whenever we are accessing the element there, we cannot use index value. We cannot index, as index will be applicable for the sequential data types or linear data type, where elements are stored in the one sequence. Then we can access the element using the index. But element here are unordered, we index to access them. Python dictionary provides one separate value in order to access the value associated or stored in this dictionary. Okay. Every value, every element, if you are storing, one key value is associated with the element in order to access this value. Suppose we want to store, we want to create a one list like li for some elements, like I want to store 68.8. Okay, next I want to store 78 70 70.2. Okay, next I want to store 67.2. Next I want to store 71, and so on. And if you want to access these elements, then you can use index value, like this element you have stored at the 0th index, this is element at the 1st index, this element at the 2nd index, this element at the 3rd index, and so on. Okay, so you can directly utilize L of I. If you want to access first element, then you can directly specify Li of 0, then first element will be accessed. Okay, but in the same way, if suppose the ordered of this these elements are stored in the unordered way, means we have stored this 868 68.8 value at this first place, but it may be in the memory, may be stored at the last place. Then if you are accessing li of 0, then it will printing like 71.8 instead of 68.8. Then index value will not be work. So in that case, one key value is also associated with these value. Like here, I'm associating one key value. Like here, you can see sun. So Sunday, or as a sun, I am storing here as a key value. So whenever I want to extract the 68, so here I'm passing 0 as an index, but instead of 0, I need to pass here whatever the name of this data type of key dictionary I have provided here. So you can pass like di, or here you can sort it sun. So here di stands for daily temps. Okay na? So I have just shortly I have written it as a di. So sun, it will display 68.8 value. Is it okay? So similarly, suppose I want to extract 72.2 from here, but here you want to extract this value, then you can directly pass one value inside this one, li or bracket. But here you need to pass Monday MON instead of sun, then you can access 72.2 value. Similarly, other value can be accessed. So these value are called as a key. So these values should be unique, as this as a distinct value. Similarly, here index are the unique values. So here key values are the unique value in order to access the associated data with the key. As here you can see every key having some corresponding value. That's why it is looking like as a dictionary, because whatever the value we are passing corresponding to that value key, this some associative value is there. So there is a meaning of the sun is 68.8, MON that is 70.2. Okay, so this is looking like as a dictionary. That's why we have given the name as a dictionary. Is it okay? So this is another example for the dictionary. Here you can see brand, it is a key. So first element, though here we have provided numeric value as a second and the string value as a first. So whatever the value first we have provided, that should be a string, and the second value, whatever the type that data that you want to store, that you can keep always. Okay, so first value always be a string, constant value, है ना? Okay, so brand, model, and year. These three values are the key value, denoting as a key. Okay, whereas these value are denoting as a value associated with the respective key. Okay, so always think we have to think that these value are the constant value, and then we have to associate as a string. है ना? So you provide here as a key, and then you can provide here it as a value. Okay, value can be different types. Okay, so you can yet see another example. You can value by inside a square bracket and use get method. Okay, so there are two way using square bracket you can use, or you can use get method that is provided by the dictionary. Okay, so this is an example for square bracket. Here you want to access the value Mustang. So you can use the key associated with this value, that is model. So you can use model, then whatever the value associated with this model, that it will be printed as a, okay, so it is output for this. The same thing you can do with the get method. This is a name of the dictionary. Okay, now I am associating here a get method and specifying the key value here. This is a key value, then you can get the output. So both the case will provide the same output. Okay, similarly, if you want to change the value of the dictionary, that you can change by referring a specific key. Similarly, it will happen in the list. If you are having li as a list 1 2 3, there are three items. Now I want to change the first element. So how you can change? Li of 0 equals to, I want to update, then I can use like li of 1 and plus, or I want to change directly li of 0, and directly you can store 2. So it will be updated, or it will be changed with like that. Okay, similar way we can do in the dictionary. You can see, you can change the value of a specific item by referring to its key. Like here already we have stored in year equals to 9064, the previous value. Now I want to change this value, so you can use here year and 2018. Now if you are going to print, now instead of 1964, here 2018 will be displaying. Okay, so in this way you can change the value of every or in the specific key. Okay, associated with the specific key. Okay, next, index versus associative data structure. If I am saying, then you can see in the dictionary index value, like here we have associated this value as on the index 0 1 2 3 and so on. Okay, but in the dictionary 70 or 68, you can see these are the first index, or this is second index, or this is a first element, this is second element. But in the dictionary, items are stored in the non-ordered way or unordered way. So in this case, you can see 68 is stored at the or at the third index. Okay, or third element, as it stored as the third element. But the key value associated will not be changed, but order may be varied. Okay, so that's why we are using here key value in the associated of key instead of index. Okay, so you can see now the different operations you can perform on the dictionary data type. So you can see dict dict, it is a constructor function that is provided by the Python in order to create a dictionary. You can create like di, and you can specify like curly braces, and then you can associate two value here. One is key value, so k1 I am associating, and then corresponding value you can give v1, I am giving as a v1 or something else, whatever you want to give, so you can give. Now comma, and then k2 new key value. Okay, and then you can associate new value. Okay, so and so like that you can create. Similar thing you can do with the using the constructor. So you can directly write di equals to dict, and here whatever the things you have specified here, that you can provide inside this bracket. Okay, then dictionary will be created. Okay, so dict, as you can directly inside this dict tuple list, that will like if I'm passing a tuple, then it will be created, or tuple value like some data type or some other kind of values that you can pass, and that accordingly the key value you can create, or you can create that dictionary accordingly, है ना, by passing. So here I'm passing fruit data, so fruit data associated some values, or then you can convert them in the dictionary, है ना. Okay, so here you can create this dictionary by passing the sequence. Okay, as okay. Okay, so data whatever the stored in the fruit that you can read from somewhere, है ना. Like next, length of the tuple or list we have identified. Similar way we can also identify the length of the dictionary. We can count the number of elements stored in the dictionary that will be counted according to the key value or key value pair, okay, in the dictionary. So you can directly use length function similarly here. Okay, okay, you want to delete a specific element from the dictionary, then you can use delete. So delete D. If you use in the case of list, you can use delete, and index you can specify dal and D, and here you need to specify index, then it will remove the first element from the list. But here you can use like delete and D, and here you can specify the key value, so it will remove the respective item uh, along with the key. So if I specify here key one, that means whole value pair of whole will be removed from this dictionary. Okay, if you want to check a particular key is exist in a dictionary or not, then you want to check that key to exist in this, then you can check, you can pass key in D I, then you can get true value because it is existing. If you pass like k3, it is exist in D, though we have not written here k3, then in that case you will get an false out. Okay, so this in operator you can utilize in this way. Okay, now looking at dictionary, so how we can perform, how we can extract every element through the, or you can iterate the dictionary through the loop. You can see this is one example. Here you can see if you want to print all the key names in the dictionary one by one, then you can print like for X. It is a dictionary. Okay, so you can directly print X in this dict, and you can print X. So here dictionary, the key value key of the dictionaries will be printed here. Brand, model, year. These are the key. So you can see in the previous example, these are the actually key, है ना, brand, model, year, है ना. So these are the keys, so that will be printed. But here you can see whatever the order we have stored, like brand, model, year, we have stored in this order. So it is not mandatory to display in the same order, maybe change, है ना, because these are the unordered. But one by one, each and every key will be fast from the memory, and then it will be printed. Okay, sometimes you want to print value associated with the key instead of key, then you can specify the bracket, a square bracket, and then you can mention the X. So this dictionary X, it will print the value associated with the, is it okay? So it can print the same thing like Ford, Mustang, and 1964, whatever the value associated with the year. Okay, you can also use the values method to directly extract the values. Okay, so this thing and values, then all the values associated with this or associated in the key or associated with the keys of the dictionary, that will be here. Like here one tuple will be created like Ford, Mustang, and 1964 for three elements, then each and every element will be printed with the X. So you can utilize values method also. Okay, so you can see you can also use items methods to, in order to display the key as well as value associated with. Okay, so both the value will be fast one by one, like brand will be goes to this X, and Ford, this is a value associated with this brand key, so it will goes to the Y, and then you can directly print this X and Y here. So X and Y will be providing you the key value. Okay, key and value. Okay, key value pair. Is it okay? So that you can utilize. Okay, similarly, if you want to check the length of the dictionary, or if you want to if you want to print the length of the dictionary, if you want to check the associate key in the dictionary, then you can utilize in. This is an example for the using or checking in. Like we are checking for a model in the dictionary, then it will print yes, model is a one of the keys in the dictionary. Okay, so you can get see here model is associated or is are present or is presented in the this dictionary, then you can get this output. Okay, for this issue. If I'm passing here instead of model, suppose I pass here like hello, है ना? As hello is not an a key in this dictionary, then you will get no output for this statement. If suppose I put some else statement here, then in that case you will get the execution of that else statement. Okay, length you can directly print by using the length, then it will print 3 for this example. Okay. Okay, so this is just exercise. Here you can see how to add element or remove the item from the dictionary. One example you can see there are different methods to remove or add the element. One, we have seen the delete also, है ना? Using the dash keyword, you can see by delete and you can specify a key value. Item will be completely deleted along with the key value. Apart from the delete, you can use pop item and clear in order to remove the item from the dictionary. So how you can see, pop, but pop will do, it will remove the item with the specified key name. If you specify the key inside this pop method, then a specific item will be deleted or removed. That is similar to the delete. Okay, next is the pop item. It will remove the last inserted item, whatever the last value we have inserted in the dictionary. Like here you can see here is a 1964, this is last item we have associated in the dictionary or inserted. Then in that case this year may be or year will be deleted or removed from the string. But in the version before the 3.7, like 2.7, there are version of Python, random item is removed instead. But in the 3.7, it will remove the last inserted item. So it is just according to the Python version, there may be different output you may get, so you have to care about it. Next, clear. If you want to delete whole dictionary, then you can directly remove it by using del, and you can specify dictionary name. I can specify here. And then if you are going to print, like after this statement you are writing print statement and you are specifying at this dict, then you will get an error. You will get like this data type is not defined, like that error, है. But if you use this clear method, it will remove all the values associated or all keys associated in this dictionary, and then it will make a blank or empty dictionary now, है. So after using clear, if you can print this, then you will get blank output. Okay, you will get blank output here. Is it okay now? Okay, so this will happen here. Okay, like this is an example here. You can see for different operation pop. If I'm writing pop, then I'm writing model, then it will remove the model, and then you will get this will output. So it will remove whole pair model and associated value also. Okay, so whole pair will be removed. But in the case of pop item, last inserted item, we are having a year. Okay, so it will be removed from here. Okay, it will be removed, so you can get this output. Okay, but in the case of delete, if I'm writing this date model, then only this value will be removed. If I write whole dictionary without specifying any key, then whole dictionary will be deleted. Then you are not able to use the dictionary further. Okay, next, delete or empty. What will the difference between the delete or empty? You can see this is an example. Delete this dict. In that line, whole dictionary is erased from the memory. Now if you are going to print this dict, then you will not get any output. You will get an error. Like this will cause an error because this dict no longer exists as it is deleted whole. Okay, but in case of clear, you can see clear will clear all the element, not whole dictionary. Dictionary will be remain in the memory, but it will not contain, or it is not containing any element after this statement, then if you are printing this, then you will get empty output. And okay, as all the elements of the dictionary are erased. Okay, so you can use it. Now you can copy the dictionary. How we can copy? There will be a different way. If you are doing like uh, similar things will happen in the list. Like if I writing li and I'm writing 1 2 3 4, these are the four elements I've stored in the li or l1. Now I am writing l or I am writing l1, then in this case no copy is happen. Copy is not happen. It is not for copy. No copy will be made. No copy will be made. It means in that case, what will happen? One memory is allocated for L1. Here 1 2 3 4 element, and these four elements are stored. So Li is referencing to this memory location. If you are writing this statement, in that case L2 is also referring to this memory location. Means memory location is same. No extra copy is created. Then in that case, if you make any changes into this L2, that will also be reflected to the L1. So whatever changes you are doing this L2, like if you are performing L2 equal L2 of 0 equals 5, then in this case this element will be removed or replaced with the 5. Then in this case, if you are printing L2, then L2 will display 5 2 3 4. Similarly, if you are going to also display L1, then it will also display 5 2 3 4 value. So this is not making any copy. Okay, if you want to make copy, then in that case in the list we have seen L2, you need to write L1, and then you have to specify your column. So whole new memory will be created for this L2. Okay, in that case, or all the item will be copied here. So if you are making any changes here, then it will be reflected here. It will not be reflected here. Okay, it will remain as it is. So if you are printing now L2, then it will display 5 2 3 4. But in case of L1, it will stay original value like 1 2 3 4. It will not display 5. Okay, na? So this will happen in the list. Similar thing will happen in the dictionary. If you are writing like dict2 equals to dict1, then in that case, no copy will be happen or cannot be copied. So dict2 will only be reference to dict1, and changes made to dict1 will automatically also be reflected, or it will be also be made into the dictionary too. Is it okay? So in order to copy the dictionary, one method copy we need to use. Okay, so you can utilize this copy method that will make a separate copy. Okay, so this is a built-in method, so you can directly utilize a dict.copy. So in that case, the copy of that dictionary will be created, or separate memory will be created where all these value are stored, and then reference of this new memory will be assigned to this my dictionary. And then if you are going to print, then new value will be printed. Yes, anyone is saying something? Any query? Yes, कोई query है?
No, sir.
Am I audible? Okay,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
thank you. Okay, so another way to make the copy is used to built-in function dictionary. So you can also use, like here, this is the original dictionary. Now you can utilize this constructor or is this function dict. Then in that case, one separate memory will be created for that sequence. Okay, and then whatever the value assigned to this will be copied at that new memory, and then new reference will be assigned to this my dictionary. Then you can print. Okay, that you can do. Is it okay? There are two ways to copy the dictionary. This is not a correct way to copy the dictionary. Okay. Okay. Now nested of dictionary, similar to the nesting of list. Like in the list, if you have seen, like if you are creating L1 and here you are storing elements, so one element like one, and the second element I'm storing as a dictionary 2 of 3, and then I'm storing 4. So here you can see this is a dictionary, or this is a list of list. So here this element is also a type of, if you are seeing the type of this element, then it is a list. So this is a nesting of list or the list of list. Similar way we can create a dictionary of dictionary. So that is called nesting of dictionary. So you can see any element of the dictionary may also be a dictionary. You can see this is one example. Here you can see my family is a dictionary. Inside this my family, I have written a key value like child one. Inside this child one, the whatever the value associated, that is are the actually dictionary, not a single value. So you can see from here to here, you can see one element contain multiple items. So you can see this is actually again dictionary. So child one, if you are going to print child one, then it will display name, year 2004. So the whole value will be displayed here according to this. So this is actually dictionary. That's why it will print it like in that way. Okay, na? Similarly, child two having a dictionary and a child three also having a dictionary. If you want to print only email, then in that case you need to specify child, and then again you need to specify name, and then you will get email as a output. Is it okay now? Okay. So this is a
Yes.
nesting of dictionary. Okay. The example here you can see, if you are printing whole value, then whole value will be printed like that. Okay. Like you can also see one separate dictionary have created here for the three value, like child one, child two, and child three. These are the three dictionary. Then you can create a nesting of dictionary using this dictionary. Here you can see my family. I have created one key value child one. I have specified child one. So whole of data, whatever the data associated with this dictionary, that will be copied. A new dictionary or of dictionary of dictionary will be created for this child. Okay. Similarly, it will happen for the child two or child three. Means you can also do the nesting of three dictionary that already exist in as a dictionary. So here child one, child two, child three are already existing as a dictionary. So I've created the nesting of dictionary using the existing dictionary. Okay, now so that you can do also. Okay. Now dict constructor, that some things you have already told seen you, and what is the meaning of this constructor, that I think you will be clear in the next week. Next week you will be clear about the constructor, है so it is a constructor, it is a name of the function, है so it is a function. Dict, as the name of the dictionary we are using with the dict, so that's why we are associating it as a, or using it as a constructor, है so dict is a function that you can directly utilize to create the dictionary. Here you can see, here I think I need to specify the single code, otherwise you will get an error, so please correct it. Mind, here we need to specify single code, okay na? Or double code, whatever you need to specify string, you will get an error. Okay. Okay, so you are directly printing it by specifying the dictionary dict instead of curly braces. Okay, you can directly specify this parenthesis. Okay, this similarly. Okay, okay, till here if you have any doubt, then you can ask. Otherwise I'm going to stop here from the dictionary topic, and these are the methods that you can also utilize. Some dictionary methods are there. I think most of the methods you have seen. Okay. Okay, and this is just exercise, so you can do what will be the value printed here. You can just let me know. Yes, please.
Sir, is there any advantage of using dict over the curly braces?
No, sometimes actually dict is just a function, so it can be useful for the directly passing the sequence. Suppose there is already existing some sequences, and that you want to create a dictionary from that sequences, then in that case you cannot utilize curly braces, है ना? So then in that case, using dictionary will be beneficial. Like here you can see, this is a data that you have already stored in the list. You can see, this is an example. You can see, it is visible now?
Sir, your
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir. Now it's visible.
Anna? So you can
Now it's
see, so batch, hello.
yes, sir. You are audible.
So you can see this is an example batch data. Here we have associated with a value and one as a list of lists I have stored, then you can directly pass this sequence as a in the dict data. Then it will create automatically on a dictionary like corn or 0.25 will be the value, and tomato is 0.9 is the values, and peas then 39 is the value. So these first value will automatically work as a key, and second value will work as a value. Okay, so
Yes.
directly, but this thing
Yes.
you cannot do with this curly braces. Okay, na? Okay, so this is the usefulness of the dictionary function. Okay, na? Is it okay?
Sir, we are
Yes,
just
sir.
typecasting the nested
Yeah,
list,
yeah,
right?
yeah. This is a similar. This is a similar to the typecasting that we have seen in the tuple or list or listing. है ना? Suppose I pass here some anything like 66. I'm passing and I'm writing str. Then it will 66 will made in the memory like that. है ना? So this is a similar thing. Okay ना? So it is a
Yes.
typecasting. Typecasting के लिए we are using string, list, function use करते हैं ना? Tuple इनके भी तो function है ना हर एक का ऐसा है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
So same thing is happening here also. Is it okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is just MCQ that you can exercise here. Okay. So I'm stopping here. So any query you are having, just welcome. So please ask any query. Yes. Anyone having any query? No. Like next is a set in the Python. So you can see ये सेट भी ऐसा ही है, डिक्शनरी जैसा ही है, बट सेम बस अपन को देखना है, बाकी की आदत चीजें तो आप देख चुके हो पहले ही. ओके ना. Similarly, it is also non-sequential collection. In the SAT, you can store the item in the unordered way, but the differences are there with the some other data types or from the other collections. So we will see realize here. You can see. Okay. So you can see the SAT data type is a non-sequential collection which is unordered and unindexed. Okay. This is similar to the dictionary. So but now query is here, how you can access the element of the set, that we will see. Okay. Set is a mutable data type, है ना? With non-duplicate element, it means if you want to store here multiple or same element two times, then you cannot store at the definition unique elements in the set, है ना? So that's why we are not allowed to store duplicate elements inside the set. Like here I am storing apple, banana, cherry. So don't confuse with the dictionary. In the dictionary we are also using curly braces. We are also using curly braces, but in the dictionary we have to specify key as well as some value. Okay. Okay. But in the case of SAT, we need to specify only values. So you can see apple, banana are the values. Okay. If you are again storing banana in this case, then uh, you will get an error. You will get an error. This will not be stored. Na? You will not be allowed to store duplicate elements. Okay. Since the set list is unordered, it means with item will be appear in the random order. Okay. Due to that, whenever you are going to print the set, then you can see apple is stored first, banana is stored second, and cherry is stored as third. But whenever you are going to print it, then it is not guaranteed that all item will be printed in the same order, whatever the order you have stored. This is an example here. Cherry is printing first, apple is printing second, and banana is printing third. Okay. Though we can use the len function in the same way, whatever we have with the dictionary or tuple, so we can use same way in order to compute the length of the set. Okay. Length. Okay. Similarly, to the dictionary constructor, you can use set constructor to create the set. You can specify the element inside the bracket inside this function. Then you will be able to create this set. Okay. Now defining empty set and initializing the set, you can see if you want to define an empty set, then you can directly specify set constructor here. You can see, है ना? So it will create an empty set. Create empty set. Okay. Okay, so you can get here length 0. Okay. Okay, so you can also convert the some other sequences in the set similar to the list or tuple. You can see this is your example of the list. Now using this set, you can convert into the set form. Okay, set method we are using, and then you will be able to convert it into the set. Okay, if this is in a string you can also convert in the set. You can see this in a string. I'm passing in the set function, so you can see each and every element is converted into the or written like as an individual element of the set. Okay, so you can utilize these things. Okay, now accessing the item of the set, we can iterate the list, tuple, dictionary. Similar way we can also iterate the set, but it will not provide you guarantee to print all the element in the same order, whatever the order you have stored, as this is a unordered. Okay, so you can see apple, banana, cherry, these are the three items. So you can access the element by iterating like this set, then every element will be passed one by one, and then it will be printed. Here you can see the every element we are getting here. Okay, you can utilize the in keyword in order to check a particular element is existing in the set or not. You can see here you can see this is an example: apple, banana, cherry, print banana in this set. If banana exists in this set, then in this case you will get true, otherwise you will get false as output. But here for this example, banana is existing, so you will get true answer. Okay na? If I pass different value here, if I pass mango, then in this case you can see mango is not existing, then in that case you will get false out. Okay, similarly, if you change the item, you can create the set, but you cannot change its item. Whatever the item we have stored, like here apple I have stored, then you cannot change. But one thing you can do, that is add the item inside the set. Here we have stored 3 items. Now you want to add more item, then you can use this add method to add the item. Though we cannot change the element of the set, but you can change the set. That's why set is called immutable, but according to item it is called as a immutable. है ना? So you can see we are changing the set. Changing the set means existing set contain 3 elements, but now the next updated by adding the one element, then it is containing 4 elements. So we have changed the whole set, not an individual element. Okay, okay. So here you can do this using the add method. Okay, so one orange element will be added. Now if you are going to print, then you will get 4 items, or if you are getting the length, then it will print 4 also. You can also add multiple item. Add method will add only in single item. If you want to add multiple item, then you can use update method. Update. Okay, so update method, you can specify the item, multiple item that you want to store in the set. Then here you can see orange, mango, grapes you are going to store. Then all these items will be stored. It may be possible that in the update method you will specify duplicate entry, then duplicate entry will not be stored, it will be removed. Okay na? As set will contain only unique. Okay, now different set operation you can see. Membership operator you can utilize like in order to check particular item is existing in the set or not. If one is existing in A, then you will get true, otherwise you will get false. Add can be used to add the new member or new item into the set. Remove you can utilize to remove the particular element. Here you can specify the element value or element that you want to remove, then it will directly be removed from this, so you will get one of 3. Now you can perform several other operation of the set like union, intersection, difference, symmetric difference, and size. These are the basic operation in the mathematics you have seen. So union, if you have seen the symbol, like it will be denoted like as intersection, difference, symmetric difference. These are the some symbol that you are utilizing In the actually symmetric difference is not that like that, it will be in different way. Okay, so that you can perform. But this operator you can see in, if you are using on an individual value like 1 2 3 or integer value, then it will provide you different output, but on the set it will be providing a different output. So you can see a union B. It is not a or. It will be treated it as here union, as the first operand is a set type and second operand is of set type. That's why it will be treated as a union instead of or operator. Okay, na? So you can see you will both the side will be merged. So in that case, you can see 3 is the element that is repeated in A or B. So in that case, 3 will be 1 entry of the 3 will be removed. So only unique element will be stored. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is not like that 1, 2, 3, comma 3, 4, 5, 6. It is not like that. Okay, as set contain unique elements. Intersection, the common element associated with with these two sets will be printed or will be assigned or will be printed. Here you can see 3. Okay, difference, whatever the element stored in the common element will be removed from the first set. So common element is 3, so 3 will be removed. So that is the meaning of the difference. So a minus b, we are subtracting b from a, but the common element in the a will be removed. So the meaning of that set difference, it is actually a minus or minus. If you are removing or you are making here changes like a intersection b, you can understand like that, है ना? So intersection, whatever the common element in these both, that will be removed from this a, है ना? Will be removed from this a. You can understand what is the meaning of this b. Symmetric difference will provide you the unique elements of like that. Whatever the common element, sorry, this is the meaning of symmetric difference. Sorry, you can see from the both the sets. Sorry, this nahi, this is a similar meaning for the symmetric difference. Like I can write A union B minus A intersection B. This is the meaning of symmetric difference. Okay, so you can see here first union will be performed and then whole item stored in this union, from that only common item will be removed. So this is the meaning of the union. This is actually meaning of the difference. Okay, size, you can utilize len function to compute the size of the set. That is similar. Okay. Okay, so remove item from the set, that you can use remove. Also here remove banana, so it will remove. And discard you can use. What is the meaning of the discard, or what is the difference between remove and discard? In the case of remove, if item, particular item we are removing, that is not existing in the set, then in that case you will get an error. Like here you can see, if I am removing like mango, as mango is not existing in this, so you will get an error. But in the case of discard, you will not get any error. Discard, in the case if I am specifying here mango, then you will be allowed, you will not get any error, or the item, respective item will not be removed. Okay, it will not removed. Okay, as it is not, but in this case you will get an error. Okay, so this is a basic difference from the uh, remove and discard. Similarly, you can utilize the pop function to remove the item from the set. Pop will remove an item, but this will remove the last item, but it will not provide you guarantee that it will always remove last item, as set is unordered. That's why you can see, if I'm removing here this set dot pop, so it doesn't mean that cherry will always be removed. It may remove cherry, or it may remove banana, or it may remove apple, because it is unordered. So that's why we cannot ensure that always the last item will be removed from this pop method. Okay, so we have to care about it. Okay, now empty and delete set, you can use clear matter similar to the dictionary. It will make empty set. If you are using delete, it will delete the whole set. Is, then in this case it is making empty. When you are going to print, then you will get empty set, but in this case you will get an error, as this whole set will be deleted. That's why you will get an error. Okay, like join two set, you can join, you can use union or update method to join the two set. This method, it return new set containing all the items from both the set. In this case of update, it will update the existing set to add the item in a existing set. So what is the meaning of this union? You can see this in example set1, set2. These are the two set, 1, 2, 3. If I perform your union operation in both the set, then new set will be created. This is a set3, and then you are going to print the set3. Then set3 will print all the item stored in this two set. But set1, set2 will remain as it is, whatever they are earlier. Okay. But in the case of join and second method update, you will
Sir,
see set1 dot update. You will get update in set1. Okay. So this is the update method. Okay. So now these are the basic operation and these are the basic methods that you can utilize to perform the operation on the set. Okay. So this is all about the set. Okay. This is, you can exercise. What will be the output here?
sir, we have the another class at 9:30.
बस stop हो गया ना, मैंने तो लास्ट ही था. Okay, so what will be the output for this question? Just you can see. You can answer.
In.
In.
Yes, this will be in. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt on
चल,
update.
हाँ बताओ, अपडेट पे क्या डाउट है?
सर अपडेट में हम लोग लिस्ट भी दे सकते हैं और सेट दोनों दे सकते हैं आर्गुमेंट में.
Argument में set you can pass that, in that case whole set will be stored in this set1.
अच्छा, क्योंकि हमने ऊपर अपडेट में लिस्ट भी ली थी जब पीछे आपने अपडेट पढ़ाया था.
लिस्ट नहीं था वो उसमें अपडेट में हम क्या कर रहे थे, एलिमेंट मल्टीपल एलिमेंट ऐड कर, उसमें आप देखो चेंजेस कर रहे हो ना, तो यहाँ पे लिया है देखो, दिस सेट डॉट अपडेट.
प्रीवियस स्लाइड में पहले भी अपडेट किया था ना, सेट्स में थोड़ा सा ऊपर.
कहाँ पे? यही वाला था यार, उससे पहले कहाँ था?
सर इससे पहले भी था अपडेट. सेट में आपने दो बार अपडेट दिखाया.
हाँ तो मैं बताता रहा हूँ, ये तो ये है ना, देखो ना, ये है तो अपडेट, ये लिखा है,
ये वाला.
हाँ तो इसमें
यहाँ पे
मैंने
list
लिस्ट,
है.
ये तो लिस्ट ऑफ एलिमेंट्स वी वांट टू ऐड ना, दैट्स व्हाई ये एलिमेंट सारे के सारे मैं सेट में ऐड करना चाह रहा हूँ ना, इसलिए. तो आप लिस्ट भी दे सकते हो, सेट भी दे सकते हो, जो भी एलिमेंट दोगे ना वो ऐड हो जाएंगे सेट में. ठीक है ना?
बस सर यही पूछ रहा.
हाँ हाँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, वो तो पास कर रहा है ना, एलिमेंट ऐड कर रहा है, तो वो तो ऐड कर सकते हो ना. ठीक है. ओके चलो. ओके, थैंक यू ऑल.
थैंक यू सर.